Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and in today's video we're going to be doing a roundup of the crypto news. We're going to be going over the market update and seeing what the analysts are saying and where the Bitcoin price is at. We're also going to look at the 5 up and coming alternative coins to Bitcoin that could be doing a great rally in 2022. So if you want to know all about that and find out more, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So before I jump into today's awesome crypto news, I have to say that anything you see, hear or choose to ignore is not financial advice. No, this bad boy is here for your educational purposes only. So with that being said, and I'm sure you're eager as a beaver to jump right in, let's do a roundup of the crypto market. So we're going to be going over the market update for 2022. Now we know the Bitcoin price is really getting suppressed in between that 35 and 38,000 K mark. Now, a lot of you have panicked in the market and it's rightly so. The fear and greed index is showing a really bottom at 23 to 25. So what are we going to go through? We're going to go through the market information. I'm going to give you a bit on about what the analysts are saying and a little overview to hopefully put your mind at ease. We're also going to look at the Bitcoin price chart on the daily and weekly candle to see where the Bitcoin is closing and where the channels are and the prices are floating between. We're also going to go through them 5 altcoins that the analysts in the market area are seeing could be the ones to watch that are up and coming and maybe even challenge Ethereum for that second spot. Then we're going to close out with today's thoughts on how you think about it. You can leave a comment in the comments below, but we're also just going to close out on what I personally think. We'll tell you what the analysts think, but what I personally think are my views over the next coming weeks. So let's jump straight into the market information. Now, a lot of you will know Peter Schiff. He is a big critic, Bitcoin enthusiast. He does say a lot of the stuff. So what has he been saying? Well, he's saying what Bitcoin needs to do to get itself momentum moving is that it needs to start following closely with the NASDAQ, and also he's not put it in his tweet here, the S&P 500. But reading one of his tweets here, for Bitcoin to go up, the NASDAQ must go up and gold must go down. Now, the likelihood of that happening is really, really scarce at the moment. But for that to happen, the Fed must succeed in bringing the interest rate or inflation down to 2%. Now, again, the likelihood of that happening with them be saying they're probably going to double that is, again, a tall order for Bitcoin to do. But it's not all doom and gloom yet. Without harming the economy, which is... It's a bold statement to say, because if you put inflation down to 2% and then you just keep borrowing and borrowing against or printing more fear, inevitably it is going to hurt the economy. But what we've also said is which requires minimal hikes and big cuts to government spending. But in this scenario, why would you own Bitcoin? Now, you would do that because a lot of riskier people like riskier assets. He's also gone and said, in the case you haven't noticed, meme stocks are crashing. He's highlighted GameStop here, but there is meme stocks crashing in the crypto market and they're going down 15%, but in the crypto market, they're going down anywhere from 35 to 40%. And they're trading at really low levels, which is causing the hodlers to panic and come out of the market. Now, aside from that, the gold bug added to the US Federal Reserve has to ensure that inflation decreases 2% without harming the economy, right? So can this physically be done? What are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment below to see if you agree with what Peter Schiff is saying, or if you think the Fed are just going to go ahead with what they want to do and inflation is going to shoot up probably above 4%, which, however, in the case of whatever Schiff says, you might not want to own Bitcoin in that scenario. But for me, as a personal risky investor, I probably would. So coming on to the Bitcoin daily. Now, like I said, the Bitcoin is trading sideways in a channel from 35 to 45k. You've seen the accumulation stage or the capitalization phase that we had before, which I called out way back in June. And it did take us a lot of months to get ourselves going back up into the momentum. And as you can see here, with the same scenario, the situation, but we didn't have wars going on then, and we didn't have the risk of inflation literally going to bankrupt countries. And this is what we're seeing at the moment. So for me at the moment, Bitcoin is going to be boring, which means investments not flying into the crypto space at the moment. Even NFTs are taking a hit, and especially Bitcoin and the altcoins are seeing more panic rather than they are boost. So for me, the daily chart at the moment is just looking boring and sideways, which is not enticing investors to come in. But does that mean it's all doom and gloom for the crypto market and that we're not going to make any money and we're not going to do anything? Again, not financial advice, but for me, no, it doesn't, because as I say here, there's altcoins in 2022 that investors believe that will stand its ground against the up and coming Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's total share, the capital invested in cryptocurrencies, did ease back to 39% towards the end of 2021, which is surprising because we did have a good run up. And obviously that was down 70% on the start of the year when we seen that absolutely glorious bull run. But apart from the positive growth outlook for Ethereum, we need to highlight the 5 coins that I think are going to sort of match or at least come up and start giving Ethereum a run for its money. And they are Terra, Avalanche, Cosmos, Fantom and Chiliz. Now, as among the Bitcoin alternatives, they may not outperform, but what they'll do is the qualities and growth have got good prospects. Now, obviously, there's no imminent danger to Bitcoin at the moment of being toppled because it is still the daddy of coins. But the general idea is that altcoins have a bright future as the crypto market does mature, and we could even speculate that Ethereum, which currently has 18.1% of the share of the total cryptocurrency market, may eventually displace Bitcoin for the top spot. And that event is called the flippening. Now, I will put this presentation or a link to the presentation in the comment below and you can have a look at that, but this again is just my views. It's not the financial advice. I've looked at many analytics, I've looked at many reports that have come out, and I've looked at many what the top people are saying in the industry, and I've collated it together into this quick slide. But the main important news here is that although Bitcoin and Ethereum is getting a little bit boring and going sideways, there are altcoins in the market at the moment that are going to challenge it. Now, I did cover Terra Luna before and say that that was doing a massive 70% pump at one point. But what does my vision of these altcoin tokens and coins mean? Well, let's have a look at Luna. Luna is a smart contract based blockchain, and its Luna coin has generated attention partly because of how it ranks behind Ethereum in the terms of total value locked in, the TVL. Now, in decentralized finance, Terra Luna is a massive kind of figure within that, and this is what is attracting investors to there. So Terra currently accounts for US 25.3 billion of contracts compared to US 17 billion of Ethereum. So you can see it is coming up there and it is chasing through the rank. Now, I've also put on here the daily close as of yesterday was $94.85. Now, that is down, even though it's had a good rally, it is down significant from its all-time high. So Luna is one to put on your radar to see if you do really want to invest in crypto. Again, not financial advice, but if you do want to invest and you want to start doing it smartly and not gambling, Luna is definitely one of the ones to put on there. Brings me to the second one, Avalanche. Now, Avalanche is a massive finance coin. Now, this is historically done well on crashes and recoveries. So why it's not always in the news, I don't know. But obviously, the Avalanche is a programmable smart contract platform for decentralized applications that has won praise from industry experts who see it as an offering of a number of advantages. Now, obviously, one of the advantages being it's a finance kind of platform, and we know that anyone's looking in the crypto, especially to get the big money in and the big players, we do need these big finance kind of blockchain companies. Now, the daily close of this one as of yesterday was $68.89. Again, really down from its all-time high, but you might want to just put Avalanche on your radar, have a look at what you're looking to go into on the next dip, crash or market drop. Cosmos is one that a little bit of a slow start. Now, I've always been a fan of Atom. That's the name for it, but it has been praised by some analysts for its growth in potential in supporting ecosystems of blockchains capable of it in operating and scaling with each other. Cosmos, as it is a token, Atom ranked at 21 most valuable cryptocurrency by market capitalization at US 7.8 billion according to Coinbase. Now, this is phenomenal. You think how much money's been pumping into Cosmos and the Atom coin, and the daily close is at 26.84, you can see why analysts are looking at this as an underdog that could come fighting through the ranks. And again, the beginning of last year, this was a real slow starter. I invested in this probably not the December just gone, the December before of 2020, and this was really didn't do anything till mid of last year. So now it is really cementing itself and looking to be a good kind of stable alternative to anyone looking to get into Ethereum. Fantoms might be one you've not heard of so much, but the reason it's on there is because A, it's got a real low daily close price, and B, for me, it's one that will continue to start taking a bit of market share from Ethereum. As I've put in here, I say Fantom is a smart contract token that rose sharply last year. The token rose from 1.7 US cents to closely under 2.25 at a high. And now you can see the daily close is 1.08 now. And you can see there is obviously a lot of growth there. Now it was recently trading at around 126, and that's down 63% from its all-time high just in October. And like I said, yesterday it closed at 1.8. But there has been analysts quoting, and this bottom one is not my quote, is that in my opinion, the layer 1 blockchain will continue to take market share from Ethereum due to its significantly lower gas fees and greater scalability. And that was a quote by Satoru said. Now, I do agree with him on that aspect because we've been waiting so long for this Ethereum 2.0 and all these lower gas fees. And I think people are going to start getting impatient in the market and looking for alternatives. So for me, this could be one to watch. Now, we're just about to come up to the last one, and this one might surprise you, but you listen to me, hear me out, and I'll tell you why. The fan token kind of cryptos are going to start getting big, I think, in 2022, and that is Chiliz. Now, Chiliz is the biggest fan token in the crypto space. They reach out to all the top industry clubs. They've got loads of football clubs, UFCs, NFLs. They've got a lot behind them, and they literally rose from like absolute cheap cents of the dollar to get themselves where they are now. Now, as I've put here, fan tokens are growing in popularity amid wider uptake by sporting franchises. That means more people are coming on board, especially with the advertising from Crypto.com in the Super Bowl and everyone getting more exposure to the crypto space. Now, among the standouts is Chiliz, a token that's linked to the market platform Socios.com, which is massive. If you don't know that, just go over and check that out and you'll see how big they are, which has partnered with more than 120 major sports organizations, including the US National Football League, National Basketball Association, and European Football Association. So you can see they're going for all the big wide areas and big hitters. So that's why, for me, you're going to see Chiliz sort of rise up and cement itself in a platform where everyone wants to sort of support their club, their team, whatever it is they want to get on board with. And you could see a lot of partnerships coming up with a Chili token pretty soon. So that's just my opinion of what them 5 tokens are. Now we'll just go through an overview quickly. Boom. So as you can see, there is a lot of fear and FOMO still in the crypto space and in the crypto market. And there is a lot of people still fearing the Bitcoin as a whole. But as you can see from what I've put in today's presentation and what the analysts are saying in themselves, there is light at the end of the tunnel, because there are some other alternative coins and tokens that seem to be coming up through the ranks and challenging the big top hitters that seem to be boring and crabbing sideways at the moment. But you have to remember there is a lot of stuff going on in the economic markets and in the economy as a whole. You've got the war, you've got the interest rates, and you've got the fear and greed index literally falling out of its backside. So you can see why a lot of people are not trying to do the riskier investments at the moment, and crypto is seen as a risky investment. The money at the moment seems to be pumping into gold and a little bit into oil. The oil was trading at minus dollars not so long ago, and now it's trading at over $200 a barrel, which seems to be absolutely mind-blowing for me. But soon, once all this settles down and the economy knows where it's going and the analysts get the act together and they sort of do the roadmap and the plan, you will see that people will do start flowing back into the crypto market because they like the volatility of the riskier markets, and there's, as they say, money to be made in them crypto pumps. and dumps. So with that being said, as always, I hope everyone found this video super informative. Don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, tickle that bell notification. But as always, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.